Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock. It's time for another video. Now, last week on Magic TV, I put a video up where I said I'm going to do a new series on the Netflix, and it's going to be all about creativity. And this is the first episode of the new series. Let me explain the concept. But first of all, let me tell you the name. We don't have a name. Me and Michael have sat around trying to come up with names, and they're all a bit pants. We came up with Craig's Creativity Corner, which frankly sounds a bit creepy. We came up with Creativity with Craig, which sounds like the sort of thing you'd see on children's BBC. It just all seems a bit pants. So if you can think of a good name for this series, let us know in the comments down below, because it has to have a cool name, because when you think of me, you obviously think of... Shut up, Michael. You think of cool. So let me tell you what this is. So many years ago, about 3 years ago now, I interviewed Scott Alexander on Talk Magic. Scott Alexander was a hero of mine and still is to this day. And I think the magic world has lost so much when Scott passed away. I really do believe that. And I asked him about creativity. Now, I've always been proud of being a fairly creative guy, but he shared something with me that he said that he did when he created magic, and it changed everything for me. He said, get 2 bowls and put pieces of paper in the bowl, folded up with stuff on them, and on one of the bowls, what you want to do is you want to put in various different effects. It might be penetration, it might be teleportation, all the different effects, things that you can do with magic. And in the other one, put props, and then pick out a prop, maybe pick out a couple of props, pick out an effect, and then you've got to force yourself to try and create that. So, you know, whatever comes out. So if it's penetration and a cucumber and a sausage, you've got to figure out a way of doing a penetration effect with a cucumber and a sausage, which sounds pornographic when I think about it. But there's lots of different ways. And I started doing that after I did the interview with Scott. And honestly, it changed everything for me. Because one of the hardest things about creating magic is the initial inspiration. And what this helps you do is it helps you come up with the initial inspiration. And one thing I really do believe with creativity is you shouldn't really think about the method initially. You should first of all think about cool things like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could make the Statue of Liberty fly up to the moon? And then afterwards, you then think about how to do it. Now, not always is it possible, but you shouldn't limit yourself with method when you're trying to come up with effects. And one of the questions that we get over and over again, more than any other on this channel, is, I want to be more creative. How do I create a magic trick? Well, I've created quite a few magic tricks over the years, and I thought what would be a cool thing to do would be to try and put up or shut up and put my money where my mouth is. This could fail in a spectacular fashion. Michael's laughing behind the head. I could die on my ass, because not everything works. Here's the thing about creativity. For every one good effect or one good trick that I've come up with, I've had 50 that are just pants. So there's a very good chance that this is going to be a video of me dying on my arse going, this is not possible. But we'll see. We're going to try and do this every single week. Some weeks, I guarantee you, it will not work. And I think there's going to be lessons that can be learned from that. But the goal is, if everything works out like I hope it will, I will eventually be in a situation where I create a trick in front of you. You will see the process. I will basically talk what's going on in my head, and then I'll create a trick, and then we'll bring Jack in, and I'll perform it to Jack, and we'll see if it works or not. So that's what we're going to do. So Michael has prepared the bowls. Is that right, Michael?
Yeah, you have the bowls.
We have the bowls. Now, the people in the comments to the original video gave us some really wacky suggestions, didn't they? They were like...
There's quite a few very strange ones.
There's quite a few very strange ones. And we want to continue to fill our bowls up. So if you have any suggestions of what you want to have in either one of these bowls, remember, one has to be objects or things that you might use to do magic. And the other one is effects, things that you're trying to achieve, the ultimate effect. So if you want to add any, please let us know in the comments down below. Now, I will say, just because I'm going to pull these things out in a second, but I am allowed to include other things. So if I come up with an idea and I go, oh, I'm going to need a thumb tip for that, I'm allowed to have a thumb tip, but I have to include what I'm pulling out. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Right, let's get into it. So here we go. We'll start with this one, and we're going to go for this. We have superpower. How would you interpret superpower? You made these. Like,
you fly.
I'm not going to fly. That's not going to happen. If this is me flying, then we may as well put it in again, different again. Now, I interpret that as like showing that you can do, like, it's not like, it doesn't say flight. It doesn't say laser beams. It just says superpower. So I'm interpreting that as demonstrating that I have a superpower.
Okay.
I'm demonstrating, that's how I'm interpreting that. Right, okay. A metal tin. Demonstrating a superpower with a metal tin. Got any ideas there, Michael?
0.
That one. Nuts and bolts.
This already seems quite difficult.
Nuts and bolts, a metal tin, and a superpower. So somehow, I have to prove that I have superpowers using a metal tin and nuts and bolts. Okay, so step number 1 is to get some nuts and bolts and some metal tins. That would be probably the first thing that's really important. Luckily, our office is over a warehouse which has got a fuck ton of illusions in it, and more nuts and bolts than you can shake a stick at. And we've definitely got metal tins around the office somewhere. So we're going to go for a second. I'm going to come back with a metal tin, some nuts and bolts, and we'll see what we can do. So I have nuts and bolts and a metal tin. This is the only metal tin we could find. I'm pretty sure it had a magic trick in it at one point or another. I don't know, but it was discovered on the neatness of my desk. So shut up. And then we have a few different nuts and bolts. I bought these. I got these, so big ones as well, little ones. I figured that will probably do the do. So we've got nuts and bolts. We've got this, and we are good to go. Right, okay, so the first thing that we need to think about is superpower. So what superpowers are there? So there is, like you said, Michael, there's flight. There's shooting laser beams out your eyes. Gonna struggle with that one. Super strength. Bending. Okay, so super strength is the first one that seems like a sensible idea. Bending this, having this bent. Maybe you have a. Well, that I'm not a man at all. Those are the nuts, and this is the bolt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you give someone a bolt, and you tell them to try and bend it. And you say, well, I can actually bend it by using super strength, and somehow you've pre-bent one of these with a vise. So you've gone to a vise and you've pre-bent one of these, and this is in finger palm, and you bring out a bolt and you say, have a look at that. I can bend it. I can bend it, and then it ends up being bent. So you give it them to try and get them to bend it. They try and bend it and they can't, and then you do a switch for this one. But even though it's bent, you'd only bend the stem part here. So this is the only part that would be bent. So you could show this and it would look like the same one. So you'd have this in finger palm, you'd do this, and then you'd say, look, I can bend it, and you'd bend it like that. But that doesn't involve the tin. Maybe that's a follow-up phase. So you start off by having this one bent. So this is here. You give them this, you have them bend it. You do a shuttle pass, so you switch it for this one, but it doesn't look like it's bent because they're looking at the head of the bolt. You show them this and you say, look, I'll show you how I can bend it. I use super strength. There you go. And you give it back to them and it is actually now bent, which would look quite cool. This starts off life in the tin. So this starts off life in the tin, and you say, I've got a tin here, and inside the tin is a bolt. Can you have a look at the bolt and check it out for me? Okay, have a look at that bolt. This is in finger palm. It would be in this hand. This is in finger palm. So you have this examined. The tin ends up left open on the table. They have this examined, and you say, look, try and bend it if you can. And you say, is it possible to bend? And they say no. And you go, no, unless you've got superpowers. I've actually got super strength. I can actually bend this using my super strength. Watch. And then you'd give it a bend, and as you put your thumb out the way, they'd start to see a bend. It'd be like a slow motion optical bend. This hand looks normal because it's holding the end of this, and then you give it them and you show it's bent. No, okay, but then we got the tin. I've got an idea, but it would have to be in the other hand. So you'd have to end up with that in that hand. So the bent one would be in the left hand. So you'd have the bent one in the left hand. You'd have this in the tin. You bring the tin out like this. The bent one is in this hand. You bring it out and you say, hey, have you got a favorite superhero? My favorite superhero is Superman, and only because he's got super strength. It's really cool like that. I'm going to demonstrate that I've actually got the same strength as Superman. Inside here, I've got a bolt. Can you examine it and check it out and make sure it's okay? Now I want you to bend it, and they'll try their might and they won't be able to bend it. And you go, can you bend it? And they go, no. And you go, look, let me show you how you bend it. Now you've switched in the bent one. You hold it here at the tips of the fingers, and you go, and you bend it like that. And so now it's bent. And then you give it back to them. They'll freak out. And then you're going to put it back in the tin, but you're going to switch it for the straightened out one. And you say, look, that's the proof that I've got super strength, but I can actually move things. I can actually move things and adjust things with the power of my mind. So now you've switched back to this one, the straight one, but they can't tell because you're holding it behind your fingers. And you just put this back in the tin and you give them the tin to hold on to. And you say, you know, like Professor X from the X-Men, he can actually move things with his mind, and you can actually, you know, literally bend things without touching them. So if I was Professor X, I could do this and I could just stare at this tin. You open the tin themselves, and when they open up the tin, now this is straightened out again and they can examine everything. And when they close the tin, it's reset, and this just goes and gets stitched into your pocket. So the whole thing would be, hey, I've got a tin. Inside the tin, I've got a bolt. You're probably wondering why I'm bringing a bolt out. It's because I want to prove to you I've got superpowers. I'm stronger than Superman. Look, have a look at this bolt. Check it out. Make sure it's okay. Try and bend it. Can you bend it? You can't. Do you know why you can't bend it? Because you don't have super strength. If I do this, I have got super strength. I can actually bend that bolt, which is amazing, right? But that's not my only superpower. My other superpower is that I can actually move metal with my my mind like Magneto. Look, do that, and then when you open it up, this is ditch now, and then when you open it up, this is straightened out, and everything's examinable. There you go, video over. Come back next week. No, I mean that's not the best idea, but I think that'd be pretty cool. What do you reckon? That'd be pretty cool. But let's explore other options, because with superpowers we've got a lot of different options. So we've got super strength. We just discussed Magneto. Come on, you know superheroes. Think of some superheroes. Spider-Man, shooting webs. That doesn't help. Climbing up walls. No. Think of some more superpowers. Think of some more superpowers. Think of some superpowers, Michael. Who have we got? Why have I suddenly forgot every single superpower ever? Thor.
Lightning.
Lightning. I don't see how I'm going to make lightning appear. Aquaman. Doesn't really help. Give me some superheroes, Michael. Give me some superheroes.
Hawkeye.
Do we have a bow and arrow?
Just shoot nuts and bolts at them.
Well, Hawkeye, interestingly, is the sort of person. Actually, you say that, but Hawkeye is the sort of person that he was a little bit like Bullseye. You ever remember Bullseye from the Daredevil comics? He was a little bit like Bullseye in that Hawkeye could shoot anything, not just a bow and an arrow. So, like, you could, for example, if you were going to do Hawkeye, you could grab a deck of cards. Can you pass me that? Let's use Luca's Nick's deck. You could use a deck of cards, and you could drill a hole through every single card in the deck, so that this is bolted through the deck. So this is bolted through the deck. So you can have this through the deck, but it would be... What the hell is going on here? There'd be a cover card on top. So you'd get a bolt that's this is a bit too long because it's sticking out, but you get a smaller bolt. You drill a hole all the way through the deck so that this is going all the way through, but it would sit there because this head is bigger than the bolt. So it would literally just lie on there, right? And then what you'd do is you put a cover card on top. So you could literally show the deck, and then you put the cards into the case, and you do a vanish, and you go like that, and you go, and they hold onto the thing, and you say, have you ever seen Hawkeye? You could even throw it the first time at their head. No, I'm just joking. But they hold onto the deck like that, and you just do a vanish, and you go, did you feel it? And they go, no. And obviously you've ditched that in your pocket, and when they open up the deck, the bolt is actually bolted through the deck. That would look quite cool.
That would look cool.
It would look even cooler if you could have the card, have a card selected. But obviously you've got a bolt through the deck, which is a problem. Oh, Michael. I've got it. I've freaking got it. Right, so you have the deck of cards. There's no bolt in there. There's no bolt. It's boltless. You have a bolt, right? So there's no bolt, but the hole is there in the middle, right? So the hole's there in the middle. I've got no use for the fucking tin at all. But we've got the hole is going through the middle, right? Double backer, weird. Right, so the hole's going through the middle. You've got this card on top, right? So the hole's going through the middle. This card's on top, so it's covering it. And it means you can spread, and you're not going to see the hole because the hole's in the center. So you can spread the cards this way. You can't turn them face up because there'll be a hole there. But you could double undercut this deck and tilt it towards yourself, which means, yeah, you could do that. So you could come up like this, and so as you come up here, the same top card that covered here is covering the bottom. So now you can spread this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now what you'd do is you'd reach into your tin, because that's where you keep your thing, the only purpose I've got for it. As you go in to get your tin, you get another bolt, and you've Sharpie marked some Sharpie there. So there's some Sharpie on there, just a squiggle, right? Bear with me, I know what I'm doing here. So you open up the tin and you bring out this, and you go, this is a very expensive bolt. I collect superhero memorabilia, and this is the bolt that Hawkeye actually used when he was fighting crime and he didn't have his bow and arrow. True story. And you have them sign the bolts. They put their initials on the head of the bolts, and you go, brilliant. And now you show it over to here, and they're just seeing the squiggle. You've switched it out. It's here. And you go, look, I'm going to put your signed bolt back in the tin for a minute so that they can't tell it's not actually their signed bolt. This has actually ended up in finger palm. Now you bring the deck up and you load this into the hole. So this is loaded into the hole there, because in that angle, it would go straight into a hole, boom, straight up. So this is loaded into a hole, and you put the cards back into the box, but they've just looked at this deck. So now they're holding on to this, but you've loaded their signed bolts into the box going through the deck. So they're holding on to that. You now go in and you take out the bolt again. You show it to the people over here. They see the squiggle. You do the vanish and you go, and now you put the tin away, which allows you to ditch this as well. That goes away, so it has a perfectly rational use. And shut up. And then you open up this, and when you open it, they're going to see that there's a bolt all the way through that's made a hole in every single card in the deck. You could, if you wanted to, just leave that card in the deck, so that when you put these cards in here, you actually put this through there like that, so that when you take it out, that one card that's not got a hole, it stays in there, yeah? So you've got rid of that, and then you show that there's this bolt all the way through, and when you turn it over, it's actually their signed bolt, which has been flicked into the card case and has gone right through the deck. That's cool. That's cool. You see, you mocked me with the Hawkeye thing. What you could do is then, we have got a card that doesn't have a hole in it. So what you could do is that cover card, you could actually force that. So you could actually slip cut that. How would you force it? You'd force it like this. So how would you force it? You'd have to necktie it. No, this is difficult. Okay, you do it like this. You do this. So yeah, so you show it and you can spread it this way. And then you turn over like this, but your hand's covering, and you do that force. Oh no, that wouldn't work either. The hand's covering the bottom of the deck. So you come up like this and you do a slip cut. That's it. So I'm looking at hold. They say stop. And then you come back here like this and push that card up, and you give it them, and you have them sign it. Now you're covering up all of the holes like this, and then you put the card back on top of the deck. So their card's here, and then you go into that double undercut display again. And you put, they're going to see the card there though. Okay, no, that's not going to work. The force works. You spread through the deck. They don't see a hole. You slip cut, they say stop. You push that forward. You're completely hiding everything there. That's absolutely fine. Okay, we could probably do a tilt. You could make it look like it's going into the middle, but really it's going to the bottom. So kind of like a reverse tilt, which I use in a few different routines. So you look, I'm going to pop that away like that, but you want it on top of the deck. Bugger. Oh, you can put it to the top of the deck. So you can just literally have it here like this, and you can just necktie the deck so it looks like it's gone into the middle, but it's gone to the top. Now you can spread through the cards like this, put the deck down. Now you go into the switch of the thing, but you've got a signed card here. So you switch this, you load it in as you put this into the case, and then you do your little squeezy move to make sure that that stays in. This goes here, you do the vanish, you do that, they open it up, you leave that card in there, and you show that it's gone through every single card, and it's their signed bolt that's gone through every single card in the deck, which will look amazing. And then you say, oh, but there's one card left inside the case, which has no hole in it. What was the name of your signed card? Boom. And then that's their signed card. You just need to make sure that the force was okay. I think if you've got a hole through every card in the deck and you just did a slip cut, that's fine, because they're not going to see this here if they're angling it towards the audience. It would be easier if 2 cards didn't have holes in them. Let's do it that way. So there's 2 cards. That would make it infinitely easier. One on top, one on the bottom. There's 2 cards that don't have holes in them, but this one here is the force card. So you slip cut that into the middle of the deck. You necktie the deck, which is absolutely fine. No, sorry. Ignore me, because the hand's covering the hole at the bottom. We'll have the 2 cards that don't have holes in them on the top. So the hole's going all the way through the deck here. There's 2 cards on top that don't have holes in them. It means that we can do a slip cut and they still see the top of the deck, so that's absolutely fine. We have them say stop. When they do, they're seeing backs everywhere, so it's way more deceptive. You take that card out and you let them look at it. Boom, that's their card. You have them sign the card. That's also very good. And then the card goes down into the middle. You can actually do a tilt break then. So the card goes really down into the middle. It looks like it's down into the middle. Now you can do that move, and you've got their card here, and you've got this card on the bottom, so you can spread through. It's a very, very clean display. Now, you've got their card on top of the deck. We've got this card on the bottom. The tin is in the pocket. So now the tin is in the pocket with the thing in it. So now we're going to cop that card off the bottom. The cover card is going to get copped as I go into my pocket for the tin. Yes, that's how it's done. Okay, so we've got the thing in the tin. We've got the thing over here. We've got this here. So we've got a cover card on top, cover card on the bottom, hole going through every other card in the deck. Right. So you bring this out like this. Job done. You then spread through the cards. You show they're okay. This is on top of the deck. Sorry. Okay. So we've got this deck of cards. We can spread it like this. Of course, our hands are covering the hole, so you can show both sides. This is in the pocket. You slip cut that card. You do a riffle force. You give them the card. You do a crystal alignment move to give them the card. They sign that card. You're then getting set up for a tilt break. You tilt the card down apparently into the middle of the deck, and now you can do that move there to make it look. Now you can very cleanly spread face down. You can spread face up. It looks like a normal deck of cards. Their card is here. This is the other cover card. You cop that cover card as you go into your pocket to bring out the tin. You bring out the tin, and you have them open up the tin. As they open up the tin, you bring out the other squiggled bolt. They open up this tin. You have them sign it. They sign it. You do the switch. You show everybody over here. That should have been in this hand, so you show everybody over here. You load this into the deck perfectly, absolutely fine. This has gone back inside here. You load that into the deck. This goes back in the box as clean could be. You do that move so that it's there. You then pick up, this is gone. You pick up this. You show it one more time over here. You do the vanish. You talk about Hawkeye. You flick it back over there. You get rid of the box as you get rid of this. You open up the box. Don't let them see that card. You take this out and you immediately show there's a hole going through every single card in the deck, and their bolt is right there, signed, and you go, but look, there's one card that's not been penetrated by the bolt, and when you take it out, it's actually their signed card.
Nice.
That's good.
That is good.
Should we see if they can think of any others? So we've got 2 there. Which one do you prefer out of those 2? The super strength thing or the
Probably
Hawkeye
that
thing?
second one.
It's my favourite as well so far. What else we got? Ooh. What else we got? We got these big ones. Is there a superhero that makes things grow? Viagra Man. I don't know. Is there a superhero that makes things bigger?
Ant-Man makes himself bigger and
Ooh,
smaller.
nice! Because if we've got these big bolts, you've obviously got, hey, you know, you've seen Ant-Man. You can have this in your back pocket. This is in your back pocket. And you say, have you ever seen Marvel? Who's your favourite superhero? My favourite superhero is Ant-Man. Because he can make himself really tiny. Look, if I take this bolt and this was Ant-Man, I can shrink him down so he's really, really tiny. You can't see him there. He is there. Obviously, when he presses the button, he comes back to full size. But that's how it works. He can make himself really, really tiny anytime he wants to, and he can bring him back to full size. And as you're showing this to somebody over here, you're now grabbing this. Now, these aren't the same. You'd want to get yourself bolts that are kind of the same. Do you know what I mean? That are, which you could get easily, but this is all we've got right now. And you say, of course, my favourite part of the Ant-Man films is when he grows like 1,000,000 times bigger, because that is the bit that I always loved. And then you do this, and you show that it's 1,000,000 times bigger. And all that is that's just a thumb palm spellbound. So you just come in and you do a thumb palm spellbound, and you're in this situation, which is really cool. But this is over here. You then do a changeover and take this in this hand, and you say, but the thing is, you know, he's always got to go back down to size. And you just do a flip stick move as you put it back into this hand. So the whole thing would be, this would be in your back pocket. You've seen Ant-Man. Ant-Man is my favourite superhero because he's actually really tiny. This is Ant-Man right here. He's shrunk down right now. You probably can't see him. Let me just press the button, make him a little bit bigger. That's what he looks like when he's full size. If he was a bolt, but obviously he's not a bolt. But this bolt is representing Ant-Man. Obviously, when you press the button, he shrinks down really, really tiny. Look, you can't see him there, but he is really tiny. Press the button again, and he goes back to full size. You see, all you have to do is press the button, he shrinks down. When you press the button and he shrinks down, you press the button again, and he goes back to full size. How amazing is that? Of course, the thing is, you press the button twice, and that's when he grows 20 times bigger and turns into, I think, Giant Man is the way that we'd look at that, right? Giant Man. But the thing is, you've got to put him back down to normal size. That'd make a nice little opener.
Yeah.
A bit of eye candy right there. You know, a couple of flip stick moves. Did that look good?
Yeah, that looked good.
That looked good?
Yeah.
Yeah. No flashing?
Not that I noticed.
No? I reckon those moves work. It feels nice.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is we're doing though, Michael? We're just talking about bolts. We're not talking about nuts. And didn't the thing say nuts and bolts?
Yeah.
Okay. So, has there been any other magic tricks with nuts and bolts? Yes. In fact, somebody's done one with this. It was Doc Eason's All Screwed Up, which was like the Gadaback coins, but with bolts, and then the nut got fingered in at the end. So, what can you do with a nut and a bolt? Because unfortunately, I think if we went with any of those, I've not passed the test because it's just using a bolt and it says nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
I blame you. Because you could have put bolts and nuts as 2 separate things, but you know, you chose not to. What can you do with a nut and a bolt, Michael?
Attach them.
Good point. You put the nut on the bolts. Takes a while to put them on there, but you get the nut on the bolt. Takes a while to put it on there. Takes a while to put it on there. Takes too long. Got to do it quicker. Flash.
Like flash.
Flash. Flash, flash, flash. Right, okay, so that. That is all we need. Neatness counts. We're all about neatness in this office, he says as he throws half of them on the floor. Okay, what I'm thinking here, going through my my thought process, is it takes a while to put a nut on a bolt. I can't even do it. It takes a while to put a nut on the bolt. So if you could do it quicker, you quids in. So, which would be fairly simple to do if we could switch this and this for this in a fairly in a fairly logical way. So this and this could be kept in the tin. This would need to be loose, because that's what we want to change this into. Okay, so you bring this out and you talk about Flash. You talk about, hey, has anybody, this is in finger palm. You talk about, hey, has anybody got a favorite superhero? My favorite superhero is the Flash. I love the Flash because he is super quick. He can do anything 20 times faster than anyone else, which is a real skill. It's probably the best superhero power you could have. Being able to do things faster than anyone else is an incredible superpower to have anywhere else other than the bedroom. That would be a bad place to have that superpower. And I'm going to give you a demonstration of how I can move faster than the Flash. And you bring out the tin, you open up the tin, and you have somebody have a look at the nut and have a look at the bolt. And you say, check it out, what I want you to do, and you leave the tin out. You say, have a look at the nut, have a look at the bolt, and what I want you to do is screw it on. So they would then attempt to screw it on, and you could even say, well, time me to see how long it takes. And it'll take a while because it's a nut and a bolt, right? Then you have them take it off, and you go, well, let me show you how quickly I can do it. Now, we need to switch this and this to this. The problem is there's two objects. Okay, so you start off by putting this in here. You could even flash this then, because if you put this in this and you just held that like that, you can't tell that it's on there, can you? It's kind of like an edge grip type thing. You're curling your fingers around that bolt. So you could say, look, let me show you how fast I can do it. Watch the bolts. So this is in finger palm here. Now I need to put the nut in here. How am I going to do that? Now I could actually put the nut in there and then put it into the thumb palm and then show that I've done it. But the problem is I want to show this hand as empty. Don't I really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is... I could put both of them in at the same time, but that's not very secure here. We've got two separate objects. And also I want to do that display. I like that display. I like that display. Does that display look good, Michael?
Yeah, it does. You can't see the bolt at all.
Yeah. So maybe if I thumb palm this, because I want to keep this separate for this. Can I thumb palm this fairly easy? Oh yeah, that thumb palm's great because it's like a bolt. It's a nut. It goes straight into thumb palm. That's great. Okay, so if I pick this up and thumb palmed it and then threw it over there, I could even create a clink by putting my thumb on here and coming down. I can create it's a little bit like a click pass. Okay, tell me if this looks good. I'm going to show you how the Flash would do it. I'm going to take this bolt, this bolt, and I'm going to take this this nut, and I'm going to put them both together, and I can do it as quick as a flash. That look good?
Yeah, you need your fingers a little bit more closed because you could
Of
see
this
the bolt
hand?
of that hand, your left hand.
Okay, so tell me where I'm going wrong.
Because
So,
when you drop it in, you can see the bolt attached to it.
can I? Okay, that's good. That's good. So this is fine, and then I pick. I show this one, and I pick this up, and I do this.
Yeah, that's way better.
Was that good?
Yeah,
And then do that, and show it's on there.
yeah,
That looks fine. Yeah.
yeah.
And do that again. There. With that, okay.
Yeah, that's faster, yeah. That's better.
Yeah. And then immediately show it's on there. That's actually really magical. I really like that. There. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's good. But could we take it off? Okay, so how would we take it off? This is here. If I put this into this position, I could come in and do a spellbound. I don't know if I like that. That felt, this dropping into this hand, it's not like a coin. It felt very unsecure, like I had no control over it. And I also don't think it looks very good. Does it look good? It doesn't look good, does it? No. Okay, so, but this, we've got. That's cool, right? Was that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, boom. Hang on, how about we just do a fake take? But this is here, and this is here, right? How about we come over and we go,
Okay, that looks better.
Just do a fake take.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you start off, so this is in finger palm in the left hand. You show this here. You do that. You can do that display if you want to. Nice. You then come up and you thumb palm this and you come in. That look good?
Yeah.
You do this. Immediately goes on. You can show it in this hand to make this hand look natural as you show it to the audience. Show it to people over here and then do the fake take. Immediately comes off.
Yeah.
Did that fake take look good?
Yeah.
Did it? Yeah, let me do it again. 1, 2, there. That look good?
Yeah. That looks good.
And then come over and,
Yeah, that looks better.
yeah, do this sort of thing. So you're necktying here and you're doing a fake take. So it looks like you've just displayed it and you're just taking it like that. Does that look okay?
Yeah, you just need to curl your thumb over the top of your left hand a bit more.
Oh, hang on, let me do
Cover
that.
because it's silver, so it's
So we're, oh,
shows quite a lot.
So boom, you've done that. Well, we can cover that by bringing it this way.
yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if it's that that's flashing, if I turn it over
Yeah.
and I do it this way, right, okay, so let's go back to this. So, and by the way, this is why you need somebody to help you. Like, Michael doesn't do magic, but I
Not
think
at all.
he's filmed more magic than anybody I know. So you know a lot of the techniques, and you know, because you film so much of my stuff, you know if something flashes or not.
Yeah.
So having somebody like that can help you is invaluable. So here, 1, that thumb palm was terrible. 2, boom, that's good, yeah?
Yeah.
Display it in this hand, show it, put it back into this hand, do the fake take.
Yeah, that's so much better.
Boom, and then show it's done. I really like that. I think that's my favourite. I love that. I just love it. It's like super quick and it's just like that moment of magic. I really like that. But the tin. Well, that's like a 2-phase routine. Could we do it again? Hang on. What would that look like? What about if I... Okay, so what about if I had this in finger palm, yeah? And instead of switching this for this, because I can't see what's in there anyway, I put the bolt in there. And I just literally clip it with my little finger, there, yeah? So you pick it up and you do this. That look okay?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. So what are you supposed to put? Are you just?
I'm just trying to put the this in here, yeah?
Yeah.
Does
Okay,
that look-
that looks. Yeah.
Does that look like it's meant to be in there, yeah? That
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, cool. And then thumb palm this. No, not thumb palm it. Yes, thumb palm it. So, thumb palm that. So, they think this is in there. Did that look okay as well?
Yeah.
Because this is in thumb palm now.
Okay.
A bit of a weird position. But now I can show that I've done it again. The reason I'm thinking that is because then I can say, watch, if I do this.
That does look quite good. That does.
Yeah, because if we have this, if we have this here, this would have been this way, and you do the finger palm thing, and then you do the thumb palm thing like that. This position, once you've shown this, it means that I can grab this like this, and it's going to look like that immediately drops down. You can say, look, that really is screwed on there. This is how fast I can unscrew it, and you just come out like this, and you clip this here, and you just drop that immediately, and then this is like a Bobo switch. You just drop that one.
That's really visual as well.
Does that look good?
Yeah.
So let's put those two together. Tell me if there's any flashes or anything. So we've got this and we've got this. You say, I'm going to show you something with a bolt and with a nut. If I squeeze, I can put them on in super speed. Now, if I want to take them off, I can do. It's very simple. All I have to do is squeeze and I can take them off. A lot of people want to know the moment that happens. So I'll tell you what, I'll let you see the moment it happens. You see, I'll let you see the moment that I separate it. You can see that that's really on there. The only way to get it off, and you have to do this, but if you do it by magic, it looks like that.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
Yeah? And then the final time, you pick these up and you say, look, I'm going to put them back inside the tin separate. You hold on to the tin in your hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand back over here and I'm going to go into the tin. open the tin, screw the nut onto the bolt, close the tin, and come back over here, and you won't see me do it. And then you put your hands in your pocket. So you've got rid of these now, and you got to put your hands in your pocket. Say go, and they go. You go, done. Did you see it happen? No. Have a look in, and then look in, and now it's happened inside the tin.
That's really good. Could you do that in reverse?
What do you mean?
So you swap out the one with the bolt on it
Yeah.
for the normal one and put it into the tin so they think that the two attached are in the tin together.
Do you think that's more impressive?
I think this could be like an additional bit on top. So after it's done and they're attached.
Ah, you've kept this here.
Yep. You swap just them separately into the tin.
And you put that in there.
But don't put the nut into the tin. Just the bolt on its own.
Okay.
And then you could do a penetration through the bottom of the tin of the the nut falling out.
Ooh, I like your idea.
And then your super speed will be you opening the box, taking off the nut, and having it out at the bottom.
Well. You talk about penetration. How are you a comic book geek?
Not in particular.
So the Flash.
I watch the films.
The Flash. Well, if you watch the films, then you'll know. The Flash was so fast, he can vibrate his molecules so quickly he can pass through solid matter.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. He could literally pass through solid matter. Okay, so that would be at the very end as a kicker ending, right?
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens. Tell me if I flash, Michael. We'll do this when you're ready. So, I have a tin here, and there's something inside the tin. I'm going to show you what it is in a minute. But the reason I've got this tin is to demonstrate to you that I actually have a superpower. And my superpower is I am the Flash. I am the Flash, basically. I don't like people to know it, but, you know, I've decided, fuck it, I'm going to actually tell people my true identity. I am the Flash. I'm actually faster than the Flash. I'm Flash +1. And I'm going to prove to you I'm faster than the Flash using what's inside this tin, which is a nut and a bolt. Now, what I want you to do is thread the nut on the bolt, and we'll see how long it takes you. It took a few seconds, right? Because it takes a while to thread a nut and a bolt. Take it off. It takes a few seconds to take it off a nut and a bolt because, again, it's a difficult thing to do. But being the Flash, I can actually do it in super speed. So let me show you how quickly I can do it. Watch the bolt and watch the nut. Watch everything. All I do is squeeze, and it goes on there. Like, I'm that quick. Like, I'm so quick, I can switch off the lights and be in bed before the room turns dark. Like, watch. If I do this, now I've unthreaded it. Like, what you're seeing here may look like magic, but it's not magic. I'm just a superhero. I literally have the power to do things 20 times faster than anyone else. Let me do it again. Watch the nut and the bolt. All I have to do is squeeze like that, and I can actually put it on. Now, if you want to see the second it comes off, look, to take that off, it's going to take a while, right? But if I do this, it literally happens in a split second. Now, let me see if I can go one step further. I'm going to show you how quick I can actually do this. I'm going to put the nut and the bolt separately into the box. I'm going to put the box over there. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to try and move from over here, open up the box, take out the nut and the bolt, thread the nut onto the bolt, close the box, and come back over here, and it's going to be so quick you won't see anything. Watch. How was that? No, I'm not kidding. Look. Open up the box yourself, because now it's threaded on there. I've told you, I am the Flash. This is not magic. This is just me being the Flash. But you know, the other thing about the Flash, the other thing he had the ability to do was he could vibrate his molecules so quickly that he was able to pass through solid matter. And I can do the same thing. I'll vibrate the molecules of the, not the bolt, just the nut. I'll vibrate the molecules of the nut so fast that I can make it penetrate through the tin. It's not an easy thing to do, but let's see what we can do. Okay, it's coming. Just like that. That is absolute concrete proof that I'm the Flash. Any questions?
Perfect. Yeah.
That worked?
Yeah.
I think that works. So we got 3 there. We got the strength thing, which I think is pretty good, but I think it's really simple. It's just like a switch, and we've got the deck of cards thing with Hawkeye, which I think was good, But we can't make that now because we'll need to drill through a deck. But maybe we'll revisit that. But that one, I could actually see myself using that at a gig. Which one's your favourite?
The last one.
The last
for sure.
one?
Yeah.
Should we get Jack in quickly and just try it on him and see what he thinks? Let's go get Jack. How you doing, Jack? You all right, mate?
Not too good.
Look, we've been working together for quite a while now.
Too long.
Some people would say that, and
Not something.
it's time to be honest with you, Jack. I've been hiding a secret from you for all these years.
I'm secretly fired.
No,
Damn it.
Jack, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep my identity a secret for all these years, but I am actually a superhero. In fact, you might have heard of me. I'm fairly famous. I'm the Flash.
You're the Flash.
I am the Flash. A lot of people think it's that pretender to my throne, Barry Allen. It's not. It's not any of those guys. It's me. I am the Flash.
Right.
You don't seem surprised.
You just put yourself in danger now. Everyone knows who you are.
I don't care. I don't care. It's time to. I'm outing myself, and I know there's going to be a certain amount of skepticism when I tell you that I'm the Flash. So I'm actually going to prove it to you using a tin. And inside the tin, I have a nut and a bolt. Nothing else but a nut and a bolt.
Right.
I'm going to use this as a simple demonstration of how quick I am. What I'd like you to do is take the bolt and take the nut and thread the nut onto the bolt all the way to the very end. Because this is a process that can take quite a while. It's not something that can be done immediately. You did that in what, about 7, 8 seconds? You're still going now, about maybe 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Now take it off. The dexterity that you have is just second to none. So yeah, I mean, how long do you reckon that took you?
Let's take it off.
You take it off and put it on altogether.
About 15 seconds.
Do you want me to show you how to do it a lot quicker?
Go on.
Because I can do this because
You're
I
the
am
Flash.
I am the Flash, exactly. Let me prove it to you. Look, watch. It's that quick.
The fuck?
Like it's that quick. It's a speed thing. Look, if you want to take it off, it's really just as quick, Jack. I mean, are you
Fuck.
following this? Is this?
Not really.
Now, some people, when I do this, they go, well, hang on a minute, Craig. This is a magic trick. Jack, this is not a magic trick. I'm sharing with you right now my innermost secret. I am a superhero, Jack, and I'll show you one more time. I will demonstrate my superpowers. Say go.
Go.
Done.
I don't get it.
Well, all I'm doing, there's nothing to get, man. I'm doing this so quickly, you don't see it. Look, watch. You see it's on there. Give it a little, it really is. It's not like it's not on there.
It's on there.
Yeah, watch. Cup your hands together, like at Oliver Twist. Watch this. It's this quick.
What the hell?
That's all you have to do, right? It's that quick.
Oh. That's nuts.
But I mean, no, I'm just using like maybe 5% of my superpowers right now. Hold your hand out for me. One hand. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to show you just how quick I am. I've got the nut and the bolt in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go from here. When you say go, I'm going to move over to that box. In fact, put the box right here. Oh, there you go. I'm going to move over. There you go. I'm going to move over from here over to the box. I'm going to open up the box. I'm going to take out the nut, take out the bolt. I'm going to screw the nut onto the bolt. I'm going to close the box. I'm going to come back over here, and I'll do it in less than a second. I'll do it in a millisecond. Do you know why?
Why? Because you're a Flash.
Exactly. Right, here we go. Hang on a minute. When you say go.
Go.
Done. How was that? Pretty quick, right?
I didn't feel it.
That's what she said.
It was Sarah.
Open up the... yes. Yes.
Oh,
I hear that only too often from Sarah. Open it up, look.
What the hell?
Take it out, dude. I told you.
It's on.
It's on. Do you know why?
'Cause you're the
Say
Flash.
it with me. I'm the Flash, man. I really am. We'll put it back in there. Oh, did you know there's one other thing that I can do being the Flash, because I'm the Flash now. There's one other thing that I can do.
What's that?
Did you know that I'm so quick, I have the ability to actually vibrate my molecules inside my body so quickly that I can make solid penetrate through solid. Did you know this?
I did not.
Cup your hands together. We've got the nut and the bolt in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try and do this. This is a very difficult thing to do, but I'm going to try and do this. Watch. I'm going to try and vibrate my molecules. So instead of taking the nut off the... No, don't laugh, this is serious. Instead, this is very difficult. Instead of taking the nut off the bolt, I'm going to vibrate my claw so it passes straight through the bolts, but then passes straight through the tin. Watch. You know what I'm doing right now?
Shake it.
No, I'm vibrating my molecules. It's almost there.
What? What the hell?
And now, just like that, I vibrated the nuts through the tin. And if you ever needed it, that's proof that I am the Flash. So you've just watched the performance. He liked that, didn't he?
He did.
He really liked that. And obviously, that's the first time I've ever performed it. And it's also the first time I've ever presented it. But I think that it's got legs. This is definitely the sort of thing that I would perform. And you know what? I haven't done any research into this. You've seen the process I've gone through right here on camera. I don't know if somebody else has ever put something like this together. I very much doubt it because I think I would have seen it. But I really like this, and I think I'm going to start doing it. And hopefully we've achieved what we wanted to achieve with this video, which is showing the creative process to you guys. That's what we tried to achieve, showing the creative process and what I go through when I create a magic trick. So now it's over to you. Do you want to see more videos like this? Do you want this to be a weekly series? If you've got any other ideas for stuff to put in Michael's bowls, please put in the comments down below. What do you think of the trick? What did you think of the other two, the strength thing and the deck of cards? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And, you know, we'll be back next week, hopefully with another one of these. And we'll see what happens when we come back with another one. But thanks for watching. I'm Craig. Michael was amazing this week. It wouldn't have been like this if it wasn't for Michael. This is Magic TV. We'll see you again soon.